Hello everybody, Dr. Derek Smith here, also known as Dr. Wholesale, and this is Wholesaling 101. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to find the motivated seller. Now, we'll look at finding the motivated seller and how to crank up your lead generation system. This is one of the most frustrating subjects for a lot of investors, so I'm here to help you with that. By following the suggestions I have included in this section or in this video, it's going to make getting the deals easier while increasing your wealth. So how do we locate the good deals? Well, you need to locate the good deals first. One of the most important keys to your success and to generate the income you want is to learn how to locate the deals first. The first thing you should do is let the world know that you're in the house buying business. I suggest that you pick at least 5 ways to find houses and then put all 5 ways to work for you at the same time. The more you put yourself in the way of opportunity, the better your chances of getting the best deals. The object is to get the seller to call you first, and now I'm going to look at some ways or some strategies for doing that. So let's look at why it's having the seller call you first so important. Because of their motivation level, they're always more motivated when they call you first. And remember, only deal with motivated sellers. If you deal with other people besides motivated sellers, you're just wasting your time. So let's look at some traditional ways of finding homes. First, of course, we have newspaper advertising. You need to study your local newspaper for properties that are listed by their owners and not real estate brokers. Be sure to check the for rent ads also. Here's a tip. Start looking for the same phone number that keeps appearing. This could be a potential buyer for your flips. So this person, keep your eye open. These people might be buying from you. There are a lot of investors as well as home buyers that pour through the one ads. So these methods are hit and miss. You may still get an excellent deal from this media, so don't overlook it. Call the ads because this is a good place to practice your listening skills and talking with sellers. And who knows, you may just find that excellent deal. Your search will be much more effective if you know exactly what to look for, such as an example like this. For subject to deals, you should be looking for ads that say no qualifying, assumption, takeover payments, or something like that. For wholesale deals, look for ads that say things like as is, make offer, estate sale, need work, handyman special, motivated seller, and so on and so on. Next, real estate brokers. Now, I believe myself, and I'm applying to that using the MLS. Because let me tell you, 80% of houses sold in America are sold through the MLS. So that is part of my arsenal. I put out at least 200 offers every month to listings on the MLS. So real estate agents and brokers are hit and miss, something a lot of gurus say, but I like to use them, and it'll keep 2 to 4 houses in your stash at any one time. So walking to a real estate office and asking for the best deal is going to be a waste of your time. First, when they find out you're new to this business, they're going to probably escort you out. And if they have a good deal for a flipper, why would they give it to you? They're going to give it to somebody that they already know, somebody that's already experienced. But real estate agents and brokers do have their place in our world. You need to develop relationships with them, and this might take some time. Some agents would be more than happy to assist and educate you if you ask for their assistance. But remember, if they help you out, you need to take care of them by running some of your deals their way. Another good reason for building up a relationship with a realtor is that they have a large bank of information on what types of properties are available, where they're located, and what price. They're also familiar with the market in general, and they also know the details of zoning and highway building plans. So you should pick their brains, but remember, throw something their way sometimes. Next thing is internet searches for FSBOs, or for sale by owner. These are the sellers trying to sell their property without the use of a real estate agent. A lot of these sellers use the internet to advertise their properties. The internet, of course, you already know this is an excellent source with all kinds of information for a real estate investor. A couple of good places to start is Yahoo and Google Real Estate. Another place is www.realtor.com and www.craigslist.com. Look for sale by owner, and your local newspaper even has these ads on the internet, so you can find your newspaper on there as well. Next is for sale by owner signs. It's amazing how many people only advertise their home for sale by only putting out a single handmade sign. Now, this can work to your advantage, because if you are the only one who pays any attention, you may be the only one to make an offer. Poorly advertised for sale by owner homes are an excellent source of leads for you. Write down the phone number and call the owner. If there's no phone number on the sign, that's even better. Just knock on the door and start talking to them, ask them questions. That's why they put the sign out there. Always look for FSBO signs when you're driving for dollars, and take a different route home every day. Make it a point to cruise the neighborhoods looking for deals. Neighborhoods change every day, and so do the houses that's up for sale. Another way to find houses or find motivated sellers is through vacant houses. Driving for dollars is a term used for real estate investors for driving neighborhoods and hunting for FSBO signs. This term is also used for scouting neighborhoods to get a feel for the area. Whenever you're driving for dollars, you also want to be on the lookout for vacant houses. Vacant houses make motivated sellers and make good bargains. Locating them is another way to find houses that are not even on the market. Now, telltale sign of a vacant house: the lawn is not cared for, weeds have begun to take over, pile of newspapers out in front of the yard, old coupon flyers attached to the front doorknob, and other little signs you can look for. Mailbox is overstuffed. Record the address of the vacant house and check with the neighbors for the whereabouts of the owners. If the neighbors can't tell you how to contact the owners, go to the courthouse or local tax assessor's office to get their name and address. Okay. Very few people are willing to hunt for these FSBOs, but these are excellent leads for you. You usually have little or no competition due to the work needed to contact the owner. Leave flyers at the vacant house. The owners may just come back, check the mail or whatever it may be, and send the owners of the house a letter. And I'll talk about yellow letters and other type of letter and campaigns like that in another video. Mail it first class. It may get forwarded to them or returned to you if it's not first class. At the end, in another video, as an example, I'm going to show an example of a letter to a vacant owner. Okay, and I'm going to cover it in more detail in a video about direct mailings. Okay. This letter to a vacant homeowner is included in my system. I'll talk about that later as well. Another way to find out who owns a vacant house is to go to the post office and ask if they have a forwarding address for the vacant property. The post office charges for this service, but they will often give you the name and next address of whoever was living there last. Now let's look at some non-traditional ways of finding a house. And the first one I want to talk about is death notices in the newspaper. The attorney handling the estate is usually mentioned in the notice. If not, inquire with friends, relatives, or neighbors of the deceased or the surviving spouse to find the name of the attorney. Then make your pitch to the attorney, who may have to dispose of the real estate in the deceased person's estate. Speaking of attorneys, you can go to local attorneys, and these attorneys frequently offer properties for sale on behalf of out-of-state or other type of sellers who prefer not to handle the sale transaction themselves or to hire a real estate broker. So that's another good source for you. Probate courts for filings of death and divorces. This is public information, so spend some time at the courthouse may yield you many rewards. Watch the newspaper for public auctions, bank foreclosures, divorce settlements, and things like that, and you'll find some deals. Another place is foreclosure sales. There are FHA, VA, Fannie Mae, private mortgage company foreclosure auctions listed all over the place. You need to watch for these postings at your courthouse and your newspapers for the dates. This method is pretty crowded, but depending on the day of the auction, you never know who's going to show up, so you might find you a good deal. Sometimes I go to these auctions to find potential buyers for my wholesale deals. Always keep business cards with you and talk with as many people as possible. I'll go into more detail when I talk about building your buyers list. But once again, these are a good source of buyers because they did to do what? They did to buy. Okay? Next is investor groups. I used to attend a lot of real estate investment groups in my area, and I am actually a member of one of the groups that I go to regular meetings. So there are groups for real estate investment, landlord groups, apartment owner groups, hotel owner groups, commercial, you name it, there's a group for somewhere. So this is a good place for beginners to start making contacts and meeting others who are in the real estate business. A lot of these groups will sponsor training classes and seminars for newbies. Matter of fact, I took an apprentice program with mine, and that really got me started and got me rocketing into this field. Okay, but a word of caution: I found that the major players or the investors who actually put their money where their mouth is seldom attend these groups. It's usually a lot of beginners. So depending on the group, and each real estate investment association group is different, I found there are the supposed local gurus who will sell you their course and offer personal mentoring. I deal with quite a few of these so-called local gurus, and I have not had any luck with a lot of them. So beware. But I do have a local guru from my area, and he's helped me quite a bit. And also, I do mentoring myself. This is not to say that they're not any real good local gurus, because I consider myself one of them. But when they start advertising their course for $500 and then offering personal mentoring for $10,000, watch out. Check out their references from their past students, and not just one or two. Check out their reputation from other gurus. Ask other people, talk to members of the rear, and you quickly learn who's who. Most of the rear groups are in the bigger cities, or the ones in bigger cities offer classes and seminars on real estate, and these are pretty inexpensive. I've taken quite a few of these seminars, and very seldom have I been disappointed by them. I've met some high integrity people at these meetings and have done deals with these people. Again, make as many contacts as possible and weed out the time wasters. You don't want people wasting your time. Okay. Next time, I'm going to talk about getting motivated sellers to pick up the phone and call you in my next video. So once again, this is Dr. Derek Smith, also known as Dr. Wholesaler. Go out there and get you some deals.